all of these people have to confront situations in which they aren't taken seriously, they aren't given job opportunities, they're excluded from social functions, they're pushed to the margins of society, and they're dealt with frequently by a patronizing medical system that doesn't really recognize what their lives are like. The battle against prejudice is constant. The levels of prejudice can be shocking. And there was one woman I interviewed for the transgender chapter who was a rather heroic woman who adopted 3 very troubled children and managed to get them all from special needs education into regular education. And one of them was trans and said, "I'm a girl, you know I'm a girl, I've always had to be a girl." And she agreed to let him try living as a girl for a short while. And in the small southern town she lived in, she was run out of town. She had threatening messages on her telephone. She had the Ku Klux Klan coming after her. When I met her, she was in hiding. She was terrified that somebody would find her. And the day after she had fled with her children, someone took the family dog, disemboweled it, and nailed it to the fence, with the implication that her child was next. The level of violence and anger is shocking. One of my hopes in telling these stories is maybe to lessen a little bit of that prejudice, but it's something everyone had to deal with. I went out to dinner with someone I know who's a dwarf, and the waiter refused to address any of the questions to the dwarf, kept turning and saying, "So what's she going to have?" as if she were 3 years old. She wasn't 3 years old. She was older than I am and possibly more accomplished. It's just pervasive at trivial levels and at profound levels. I know a lot about prejudice because I grew up as a gay kid. I was teased for being gay before I even knew what gay meant. I was tortured because my demeanor was wrong. When I was in 2nd grade, one of the kids in my class was having a birthday party, and he invited everyone in the class except me. My mother assumed that the invitation had just been lost in the mail, and she called his mother, and his mother said, "Bobby doesn't like Andrew, and Bobby doesn't want Andrew at his birthday party." And the day of the party, everyone else in my class went off to his house, and my mom took me to the zoo. I don't know how permanently scarred I am, but I remember it quite vividly. So I've known a lot of that kind of prejudice. Every time I come through U.S. Customs and we have the form that says 1 form per family, I get to the front and I wonder, will they accept that my husband and I and our child are a family, or won't they? There's still no federal recognition for the lives that we lead.